frags just yet, but Shock finds Crew, and the Earthshatter comes in. It's massive! Paragon showing us it's his turf. White's now
And a pulse pop from Trev ends up getting the double kill there in the backline. Upgrade able to pick up. Oh goodness, here comes the Blizzard! Gonna look to get the attack.
And then the sleep though, and the nade in, and they don't even need a single ult here to win it other than Shatter. And Kavat taking out Socher there from a mile away.
Upgrade taking out Big Bro. That's the long one. Oh, but
Paragon with another Shatter! That's three
and ends up
Shatters!
getting done in the backer. This may be possible. It could be. It really could be the boom. Oh, still here.
Welcome to season 3. Welcome to season 3 of the Rose Cup. Welcome to season 3.
Welcome to season 3 of the Rose Cup. Welcome to season 3.
Welcome to season 3 of the Rose Cup.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing match at Evo.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Rose Cup Season 3. We're in the Dynamite Division tonight, going main versus Smilers. I am NF Class, and I'm joined by Matthew Tuesday. How are you doing tonight, Matthew?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. We're going to have a great match tonight. I hope these teams are tied, essentially, in their division, so third and fourth place, respectively. But they've got just about the same map and map score and everything. So the winner of these will move up and secure that third place. They'll be cemented in that, and the other one will have to start hunting them again. So that's it's always a good thing to play for. And a top 3 finish in your group is definitely something you hope for. So gonna be great. I'm looking forward to this one. Starting on the Paul, yeah, it could be good.
Oh, what? Hello? Yes, hi. We a little bit of technical difficulties with the lobby here, but we are starting on Nepal, one of the many control maps that Overwatch has to offer. Let's see which of the 3 maps that we're starting on.
Sanctum.
There it is.
Gonna be looking for Zenyatta's lost treasure on this one. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully people will actually get the chance to do that, because the most fun thing I always think it's the environmental kills on the map.
Exactly. You got a big old pit just waiting to scoop up some lost souls here.
Now we've seen a little bit of changes coming in since the meta has been shifting. I've definitely seen a few more teams running with the Wrecking Ball and the Sigma or Wrecking Ball Heart sometimes, maybe Wrecking Ball Orisa. Is that something you would see coming out on this map as well?
That definitely plays into that environmental theme that you were talking about. Wrecking Ball definitely able to pop some people off the side and contest the middle, the center control point. And Sigma just always generally a good pick, especially with how tight some of these corners are. The Sigma shield definitely wide enough to provide just enough cover for each team to get into position.
And going main in the blue, the Smilers in the red. They're kicking off right now. Gonna see Orisa, Hog, and a very interesting DPS combo of Junkrat and McCree. Supports are the same on both sides, but that tank and DPS lineup is very different on either side. Sigma versus Roadhog, and then the Reaper Doomfist. It's meta versus something new, and they're going into the room, just starting to blow each other up. That's where the Junkrat shines, of course. Already the kill onto Dangle, not getting out of that one alive. The hook gets blocked by the shield, but they're still in a good position. They have the numbers advantage. Nice boop comes out. Sigma off the map. EMP27 on the ball there. Always is getting everything. Oh, they're just getting everyone. No one's gonna stay alive here after that Sigma dies. Yeah, Reaper, you're gonna try, but MD, you're gonna need a little bit more than a doctor's degree to get out of that one.
We saw immediately Smiles taking the little side room on the right side of the point, able to just spam down and get an early pick on Dangle with the Junkrat.
And right now we are going to see them just hold very aggressively, use that Junkrat spam to their advantage. It's doing a lot of damage, but they are needing to back up a little bit because of that aggressive poise of the other side here. Going main is actually going main this time. Not a lot of options on this map so far, but there's a tire already. So much damage done. Goes straight for the Sigma. The Orisa going very low as well, but that's at least 1 kill down. And we saw how little they could get done after that Sigma had fallen last time. Vegetal just goes further forward, tries to get that extra damage done, but they're not going to take the chance, waiting for Sigma.
We saw 2 ultimates committed the Kimura Coalescence and the Riptire. The Coalescence guaranteeing the retreat for Smiles back to the control point, and oh, here we are. Coalescence on the side of main. It's going main.
Going main. Oh, Devion not in time with that Fortify. We just get pulled off the map together with that boop. An amazing play, good combination there. And now they're just going to back up. They're not going to take that chance. So another fight gone, and they're going to have to try again. MD has been in their backline for a while. They're sort of chasing him down, but they haven't really been able to track him down so far.
Big Coalescence not really putting in too much work on the side for Piplup there, but we're looking at about 1 ultimate each on both sides.
Oh, and finally they get a pick. There's always going down, water falling as well. That's 2 good openers, and I'm thinking they're not going to recover from that one. That being said, though, there's still a Junkrat who can do a lot of damage, but that Sigma is behind him. Vegetal going so very low, and they're trying to save it up to the Coalescence. They're just at least building up to the 99% mark if they can. But there's a tire. Is it big? It's definitely going to get the Sigma, and they've gotten 3 picks so far. They're actually pulling this one back. The Doomfist ult will get Vegetal. It was way too low, but there's the High Noon. Always pulls it back, gets another 2 kills, and it's just going to be the cleanup after that. What a fight to pull back, and they're going to take the first round with 100-0.
High Noon definitely putting in the work. You don't see it. You don't see the High Noon getting too many picks too often, but perhaps the misplacement there of the Orisa shield, not able to protect the remaining members of going main.
Yeah, Smilers, you know, they were on the points and they never really let go of it, so that's a good start for them. But now going here into Nepal Village, very different map type than Sanctum is. Is that really gonna? Well, they're already changing up the DPS and the tank line on both sides a little bit, but it's the most changes are coming in actually from the Smilers.
Junkrat definitely not as effective on this map as opposed to Sanctum. Sanctum is a lot more close quarters, a lot of spamming potential for the Junkrat, but the Maywall, definitely what you want to see, able to cut off several routes for the opposing team here.
Right now we did see Vegetal and Fordal Water. They're all on different picks right now. Always on the Reaper as well. They've already taken position on that point. With that Reinhardt Zarya, they can be a little bit more aggressive, and they're going to try and get that up, but Fordal's walled off, but the counter wall comes in as well. Both teams are being slightly split in some way, shape, or form. This is just a brawl, all-out brawl, but the tanks are down from the Smilers. That's not what you want to see. Now, Kinley will go down too, so that's at least a counter pick. They need to get a little bit more if they want to hang on to this, and they seem to be getting it. Multiply goes down as well, and they've got the point almost captured. It's a 4v4 on the point right now, I'm pretty sure. The Reinhardt's coming back because the respawns are a little bit quicker here for the side of going main, and they're gonna keep getting the kills. Somehow they bring that back, and every single time you think it's over, the Smilers just have a way.
We saw it at the beginning of that very long drawn-out team fight. Both Maywalls came up at the same time, essentially squaring in both teams into this little side entrance of the control point. And that's really what Mei is really good at on this map, cutting off any and all escape routes and cutting off the team really from each other.
Death Blossom is out, so is the Blizzard. The Death Blossom doesn't really get anything, but the Blizzard will at least freeze up Dangle, Multiply, Davion, MD, everyone following together with that Lucio. And it's just going to be the Moira getting out, because I don't think anyone else will get away with their lives here.
It was both DPS ults on the side of the Smilers. They have 3 coming online, but that's compared to going main's 5 ultimates. We're going to see how going main is going to approach it. Both support ults has a CC ultimate with the Mei ult. See how this goes.
The Shatter is good. It's actually good. The counter Blizzard does come in, but I don't think it will be in time. They only get 2 picks afterwards. Well, Multiply gets Fordal back, and they get EMP. MD will go down as well. They have to use the Graviton here in order to be relevant in this fight. That might have been more than they wanted to invest there.
We saw the Blizzard from MD only picking up Water, but Water was not able to survive the Blizzard and get the Graviton Surge, sealing the fight for the Smilers.
Right now you have Vegetal just spamming a bit from the high ground. Water is already down early, and that Mei needs to get out alive. She does, but Fordal is also just trying to get something with the pick. Vegeta will go down though. Somehow MD sneaks in through the wall and gets the pick on the enemy Mei. That's a good opener. That's 2 already down. Water still returning. They're just going to steal more over them. This time, I don't think they're going to pull this one back. the point will flip, and the first percent of this map is going to be on the board for Going Main.
Big Orisa Bongo giving them just the damage that they needed to cut through the Zarya bubbles and the Rhine shield. We did see some interesting Maywall positions from the Smilers, perhaps not getting the exact angle that Vegetal wanted on that Maywall.
Always teleporting to the high ground, was probably going to look for an angle for that Death Blossom, but there's a Gravitic Flex from the other side with the Blizzard, so there's going to combo that. Multiply jumps in with a Death Blossom. They're taking no chances, just investing 3 ultimates and getting everybody down. This is a good start. I mean, they still have some ways to climb, but they're definitely making ways to coming back here.
Tank Ultimate's not quite yet up for the Smilers, so they're going to have to rely on Vegetal's Blizzard if they want to get a big team wipe. But on the side of Going Main, they only have the Coalescence to counter that combination.
There's another Blizzard from Vegetal. It does freeze Dangle again. I don't think Dangle will get out of that. That's a shame. He almost hit the barrier as well. Piplup will use the Coalescence, but there's 2 already down, and they're going to have to get some kills if they want to key into this. And with 3 being shattered, that's not going to be the case. Fordle once again throwing that hammer to the ground and to the face of his enemies. It's going to be a great hold here. Well, great retake, and now not so long of a hold because overtime's ticking down. Another 100% for the Smilers, and that means it's 1-0 in the map score.
Interested to see what play of the game is. What does Blizzard like to see?
There were some environmental kills in Sanctum, but we're not getting the play of the game, unfortunately. So it means we will never know. It was a Reaper play of the game, but we don't actually know what the play was. So that's a bit unfortunate.
More
Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see it for the other maps. Yeah, I mean, we usually ask people is we're not doing the lobby host as production, so we don't have full control over it. But you know what? It happens, you know. It's like these teams are so used to scrimming, and then scrims the play of the games are usually just skipped because you just keep on going. That's just great. But yeah, I'm really curious what's going to be the next map, because obviously they're going to be able to go to Assault now. Assault, a much more organized map type. And who do you think has the edge when it comes to the match? When was anything really like what's the identity of these teams basically?
Well, Smilers was able to take the first map, so I think definitely they have the confidence advantage over Going Main. Of course, any team who wins the first map the losers are always gonna be a little bit discouraged. Smilers definitely gonna come in chest puffed, nice and ready to take this set from Going Main. We are seeing a few team switches, some Smilers doing some replacing of their roster for the next map.
Yeah, they're pulling the San Francisco Shock, saying, you know what, we have like 50 players we could put on, so you never know who you're gonna get. And well, turns out this is what they're gonna get on this map, and then on the next map you get some other people. It's just, you know, a nice map prep, and I think that that could play in their favor. But that being said, Temple of Anubis, yeah, it's a very different map from Nepal, that's for sure. So might see some different heroes as well.
I wouldn't say it's too much different from Sanctum, where we might see Smilers going for Junkrat plays like they did on Nepal Sanctum. But we also might be able to see them bring back the Mei, especially on that first point, the Mei wall. If you catch 1 or 2 members of Going Main coming out, splitting them off with the Mei wall, that's huge, big plays.
Yeah, and I did like a lot of those plays, and I mean the main thing was that the Smilers always seem to have some way to come back into things. Like Going Main got sometimes even got 2 or like 1 or 2 opening picks, and then somehow Smilers are able to just pull that one back, and I think that's really impressive. Like, they really did a good job of holding their composure, but it doesn't mean that that's going to be a guarantee for the future, of course. So we will see a different scene on Temple of Anubis, different heroes being played a lot of the time as well, maybe more of a bunker composition. But that Junkrat could come back. Maybe we'll see another Junkrat come out. It's not the same player, I think, playing it right now, potentially, but it was working well for them on Sanctum.
Indeed. You always said the Smilers had a way of coming back. I believe that is due to the fact that they had some good ultimate management. always after 1 or 2 fights. Whenever the DPS had committed their ultimates to a team fight, tanks were always not too far behind, ready to commit their ultimates to the next fight. So, definitely some ultimate discipline, knowing not to put all your eggs in one basket, as they would say.
Yeah, ultimate management is a very, resource management in general, very big part of how Overwatch is played. Of course, it's one of those games where you actually have an ultimate economy. It's not like CS:GO, where people say, "Oh, you know what? This is your money. This is where you buy weapons with." No, no, no. You don't upgrade. This is just, how it works. You are actually just you charge your ultimate and then you use it. That's all that really is going on in that case. But that being said, I think we're still waiting to get into the map. I don't know exactly what's going on right now, but there's some players switching around, things happening, maybe some restarting. I don't know exactly what's happening, but yeah, we're not as swift as they were for the first map, at least.
Do believe it was a restart of because our Smilers, our boy Water, has made it back.
He's back, or they're back. It's gonna be great. And now we're actually gonna be probably going into Temple of Anubis if both teams are ready. I think we're ready to go. Go.
Here we are.
Yeah, it's Temple of Anubis.
All right.
Beautiful Egypt. Let's go. Yeah, of course, this is like it's a little bit of a marketplace setup. Some old Omnic bodies sort of being sold. I don't know what they were, what they are, what they're going to be. But that, I mean, to be fair, right? So you see those round bodies, it almost looks like a similar type of capsule that you saw Echo being transported in. You see that round thing in the middle? Looks very similar, but just a little bit of a different color, and there's arms and legs attached. Maybe it has something to do with it. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It could be a transporter robot or of some kind. But yeah, it's obviously not the main thing about the Temple of Anubis. It is that main temple where we have that god program of Anubis, just in there, and yeah, they're fighting for it. They want to have it, and everyone wants a god program. I want one.
Who wouldn't want a god program? But as we get a glance at the teams here, going main, going the standard bunker composition, Mercy, the Baptiste, keeping everybody alive with the Bastion. They're going to be looking up to setting up on the high ground. And for the Smilers, more of a dive composition with the Sombra and the Winston Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, there's a good chance, of course. There's a good chance, of course, that Vegetal will just be scouting for a little bit, and then they'll switch it up. But the defense is, of course, cemented. They are indeed on the high ground, which we don't see happening that often anymore because it's such a hard hole to do from there. You can't spam to the choke as well, so you already see it happening. They just can't do anything about that first entry, and we do see the full dive coming in here. All the heroes are staying where they are, and we see EMP go up, boop 3 people off the high ground. That's your high ground hold gone, and now they're just gonna pounce on you. The pouncing is coming in, but the Bastion's still in the high ground, and that's the one you kind of wanted to get off there. Multiply, they're to shoot down, but gets taken down by a Lucio of all things. Meanwhile, Stewie has been taken down. So is Winston under a lot of pressure here. Water and Fordle, their health is going very low. The Mercy res does get cancelled here. Nice boop. EMP is doing a lot of work on this Lucio so far, but the tanks are down. It's only Dangle falling so far, and I think they're going to be able to hold this. But now the question is Kilo going to be able to get out alive from here, or have they spotted him?
Hello there.
Spotted him.
Like you said at the beginning, the Bastion's the main target, the one you want to boop off the high ground there, but that might have worked out in the Smilers' favor, at least for the initial portion of that fight.
Oh, they're gonna come in, but Kilo dies late, was still actually sort of retreating and just went down to Multiply. They already lost Fordle as well. No main tank, or at least there's another sort of main tank left in Wrecking Ball. But yeah, they're not. Actually, it's D.Va now. They switched over to D.Va. Water did. So now it's just they're trying to just do something on the point, but EMP is just distracting. Not much happening. They don't have the EMP from Vegetal ready yet, so they're just trying something, but they're trying to find an angle, and I don't know if the angle is actually there.
Going main is doing a good job of rotating whenever EMP likes to shift their position around. They're playing very active.
Piplup goes down there. That's not a good place for Mercy to die, and now they're just all coming in, but there's so many ultimates online. Blizzard already out. I don't think it will get anyone, and Vegetal gets the other support, so there's no supports left anymore for the defense, but they do have some members left. Modify especially just trying to do a lot without the healing from Kilo with that Amplification Matrix, just insane. The EMP finally comes out, he just gets everything, but that was... that entire fight for the first point seemed so chaotic throughout.
EMP shuffling everybody around with those Lucio boops. Piplup flying back and forth between Modiply and the rest of her team. It was madness.
Madness is what we're looking for. Well, usually not what we're looking for on a assault map. That's usually more of a control thing, but Vegetal's now behind them. Doesn't have the EMP anymore, of course. They just used it to finish off that one fight. But now they're going to come in. There's still quite a few ultimates left, but Dangle, first of all, once again, the res once again doesn't come in, but they've lost Stewie 1K, they've lost EMP, they've lost Vegetal, so this is probably going to be a hold for now. With 4 minutes left, they do have some time left, but that first push is usually your best push.
Going main, only having to invest the Mercy Valkyrie during that fight, with Smilers having 3 ultimates online, and going main not having a defensive ultimate to protect against the Doomfist. Meteor Strike, we're gonna see how that plays out.
No, they switched over to the Moira Lucio now, so no longer the Baptiste, and they have the Modify Reaper now, so they're a lot more of a meta comp, you know, on a lot of places. Multiply was a little bit too deep, died very far forward, and now they're gonna come in hard. I feel like with the Gravitic Flux is out, defensive will make sure that push cannot come in as hard as it could have. The Meteor Strike doesn't get anything there, but Devion, Piplup, Dangle, they're all already falling. It's a great coalescence from Kilo. Another great play from that support player there. It's just Multiply on point. They will not be able to do anything, not even get the Death Blossom off. 3 minutes left, and it looks like the stall mode is going to come in. There's the Wrecking Ball already. The first stick has been taken. The Tracer comes out as well. The Davion falls. The Tracer is back in spawn because you have to use the recall. Not Kinley comes back on the D.Va. Multiply now has that Death Blossom. Will use it. Will at least get water, but the EMP just canceled it out, so only a D.Va falling. I think you need a little bit more to that to hold them to this point. They will still get back with the Tracer. Gets Kilo as well. That's a pretty good pick because that's a lot of healing gone, but they still need more. The Wrecking Ball comes back in. The Tracer is still there, and the members coming back and back. Will they make it? Yes, they will. Multiply on the Doomfist now. The D.Va is back as well, but they still need to keep getting more kills, and they can't do it. 2 minutes 16 on the clock, and point 2 is capped.
Multiply pushing up just a little too far there, getting caught out by the mobility-heavy team composition of the Smilers, perhaps sealing the point for going main. Right after he died, of course, the Smilers piled onto the point and did exactly what you want to do on offense on any control map. Bunker up and stop the stall.
Yeah, very nice job. It was a good Doomfist play as well, definitely coming out from Stewie. I feel the first point though, that was a bit weird, right? Because we didn't actually see full 6v6 fights a lot of the time. It was just like 1 or 2 members that kept just lingering around after a fight from the Smilers, and just getting these positions for free. They weren't cleaned up properly, and that's why they could always get they didn't have to get back into the map. They were from spawn. They were already there, and then you can set up plays, especially with dive comp where you want to be spread out. If you're already spread out, you don't even have to take a new position. You're already there.
Could say the fight really never ended because,
Yeah,
as you said,
sort of.
there's little traces of Smilers just all around the map. Never really properly cleaned out. But
Well,
Smilers going for a bit of a double shield composition here with the Sigma Orisa and the Ashe on this point. Not something you see every day, Ashe coming into a ranked game mode, but the Dynamite and the Bob stall definitely useful on this first point on the new this.
And they're using their shield on Kilo in the back, so Kilo will be very safe from long-range spam, of course, against like fires and stuff like that. But they already lose Davion. Multiply will fall as well. They do get to the point, but at what cost? At the cost of 4 lives and a lost team fight. There's a lot of ult charge, especially going to that Junkrat, and that's something you're gonna have to be wary of for the coming fights.
This is what we were predicting on the map setup. The Junkrat coming in on the side of Smilers, able to take advantage of these tight corners and these enclosed spaces. Just spam out going main.
They're gonna go try get back in. MD is already through, but the rest of them have now only started going through. Dango goes very low, but they're actually staying alive very low. As I say that, of course, the anti-nade comes in and 3 people lose their lives. That is just the slaughter, because the spam is overwhelming and they cannot get there quick enough. Not even the Lucio speed boost can help you on that one.
Perhaps going directly through the middle there, under the bridge to the control point, not the best idea. But then again, there's not really any other place on this map that isn't a hallway that Junkrat just can't hold down left click and do all that spam damage.
They're going to swap out their tank lines, and they're going to go with the Rein Zarya, which is an interesting choice in the first place. The tire does come out, doesn't get destroyed, and the tanks will fall. So now it's only 3 members, or 4 members still alive, 2 behind the back line. Piplup will go down to Stewie, and so once again, looking like a stop push.
Rein Zarya. Zarya, often in your solo queue games, you will see a counter, per se, to Junkrat. Her bubbles able to soak up all the Junkrat spam damage and get her some ridiculous charge, but it's not working out so far from going main.
No, they're gonna have to find a different approach. Multiply does distract everybody right now, so they're all on the high ground. Multiply will not get back to the team, so that means they could have made a move in the meantime, but they were just waiting in the high ground room. The application matrix is out now. Will just be used for healing right now because there's not much damage being able to do it. But there is the Ash Bob coming out. Davion will fall, Knockkinley as well. Piplup to that Nano Bob, which is just an insane amount of damage. And with 1 minute 20 left, there was quite a few ultimates used in the defense, but they still hold, so it's not a problem.
With the amount of switches that going main has done, they do not have too many ultimates online. Only the Doomfist Meteor Strike is coming up. May be able to catch an Ana, may be able to catch an Ashe, but this is really getting into desperation mode here.
Gravitic Flux does get the Reinhardt, but I don't think much else. So, yeah, but Kilo is actually going on the Bloodthirsty support track here. Davion will fall, and Knockkinley and Piplup were already dead, so that means it's a 3v6 left there. And they're just trying to hide in this room, and that's exactly what they'll have to do if they wanna do anything, really. They're just not gonna get anything done. MD does get the kill to Stewie. There's not gonna be enough. Only 30 seconds left. Their life depends on this. They don't want to be 2-0 down the series, but it looks like that's gonna happen right now because Multiply will fall in that room upstairs. Everyone's trying to get back through main, but they don't have anything. The sound barrier is very close. The Death Blossom might be there. Multiply can make it. Also, MD can make it. They do get a kill on the Vegetal. Actually, Kilo falling as well. Somehow, some way, they're just walking back in here and getting some kills. Stewie will have the tire, but will he get a 5k? Because that's essentially what they're going to need right now. I don't think they're going to throw it out. Yes, they will. There is a tire. Will it get kills? Is looking for the Zarya. Finally, it will get only the Moira, nothing else. So they needed a little bit more. Like I said, the 5k was definitely necessary. And the fight's going to be cleaned up. This first point, against all odds, it seems, is going to get capped.
Like we were saying on the first attack with Smilers, the Smilers just having 1 or 2 members just existing on different points of the map, just able to bring the rest of the team back, keep the fight going for as long as possible, and just eventually attrition going mid down.
Yeah, now they're gonna go over to the second point. Multiply is already down though on that Doomfist, so they're just probably gonna wait for that Doomfist to come back. And they'll have quite a few ultimates to work with, actually. They're gonna have the Shatter, the Grav, the Death Blossom, Coalescence. There will be quite a bit on the defense though, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough, but it's definitely a possibility here. And they go in. The Coalescence is already out. Water going very low, and they get Vegetal. But Bob is out. I think Bob was actually summoned. Yes, he was. They do get a kill. Not Kinley, Multiply, Davion. So many people going down here, and they invested so much, but they didn't invest the graph, so they'll still have that for next fight. But that was once again a team wipe.
They are going to have the patented Space Jam combination. I do believe that is actually the official term.
Oh, we're getting a DC here, so we'll have to wait until Piplup rejoins the game. It's you know what? Sometimes you just gotta give your internet a little bit of rest. I understand it. It's not a problem. We just wait until they're back. But yeah, I mean, so far, yes, they did they got a few, but they used so many ultimates though. They used the Shatter, the Death Boss, and the Coalescence, and they didn't even get. They think they got one kill, and that was about it. So it's a bit of a shame.
It is, but Smilers do not have an actual defensive ultimate on their side, unless you count the Graphitic Flux from Sigma catching a few members as a defensive ultimate, but they do have the Grav Meteor Strike combination. If Kinley's able to get a big Grav, Multiply might be able to become the hero, save the game.
Well, I mean, you say we're not counting it as a defensive ultimate, but come on, they have a Baptiste, so they have an Immortality Field. They don't need a defensive ultimate if that Immortality Field is used properly. But that being said, you know, we haven't seen the Immortality Field. We haven't seen the Immortality Field come in clutch that much so far. It's still been a relatively. It's obviously a good one, but yeah, Piplup is back, so we can resume the actions as soon as possible. Yeah, we're waiting, of course, for going main to maybe go main, maybe go left or right, and then attack the point again. And there's a lot of ultimates on both teams, but yeah, it's looking pretty good for the defense, so they can get another tire up, and that Invocation Matrix has been doing so much work.
And then Kilo does have that Nano Boost online. They do not have a Bob to give it to, which has been their strategy the past 2 pushes that they've needed to use Bob.
Yeah, Bob was definitely pivotal in that last one as well. The tire is out already, though. Will it get more than 1? Yes, it will get 2. So that's another push that's immediately stifled before they can even get there. But at least they have to make them use an ultimate without actually doing anything. So that's like a plus.
Seeing Smilers taking an offensive push here, pushing up to past the gate as 60 seconds left on the clock. Probably most likely able to stop pushes, do what they do best, stop pushes before they even get going here.
Yeah, they do not really stop this push right now straight away, but there was something behind them. The Junkrat was behind them that's trying to get out. But that's a good sound barrier from Dangle. They can go in for free. No Gravitic Flux there. It's a good graph, but the Immortality Field is out. Will they get anything else? Will they get more? It doesn't look like it. Well, as I say that, they get Kilo. Stewie's down as well. Water will fall, so it's a brawl on the point. But we know they have the defensive spawn advantage. They need to get more. EMP is just jumping around, not being taken down. The EMP gets to live. Just jumps out of the enemy team, stays alive. Vegetal will fall, but they still have Stewie 2K. Fortal. It's just, there's so many people on the defense now back because of the respawn advantage. And even though that was a great start to a push, they lost too many members of the attack. They can't keep cleaning up. And with 2 seconds left, I think this fight is going to end pretty soon. And this map is going to go into the favor of the Smilers. But let's follow that cleanup action. Water getting 2 more. Betting up the Reinhardt, Fortal, Stewie 1K. They're cleaning up together. They're doing everything together. And the Smilers are getting the 2-0 lead at halftime.
You do hate to see it happen. Such a great push, stifled by the fact that, well, there was just a few members of the Smilers left on the point. Could not get those last 2 members before the defense just overwhelms you.
Yeah, that's how it goes. We're gonna see this tire. Oh, actually, it's not even tire. It's just a lot of spam damage coming in. And just some of them are hitting, some of them like accurately, some of them are hitting sort of spam them out. It's just nades. That's what Junkrat does. He does it very well, of course. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait to see what the what the next map is going to be after halftime, because right now we're going to take a little bit of a break. We will be back to bring you more action of going main versus Smilers. Right now it's 2-0 for the Smilers, but who knows? Maybe they can pull it back. We've often seen it happen that the other half is a complete different story. So we'll see you on the other side, and don't go anywhere.
Heroes able to secure the high noon.
And a sneaky hammer down from Raven. A very risky.
Ozzy with the triple kill between the Dynamite and that Coach Gun.
Uncontested second point capture. Blue goes down. The shatter falls from Paragon. The Blizzard can follow it up. I don't think anyone's getting out alive over here. There's the blade. There's the nine blade. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Nemesis needs to go see a chiropractor. The straw that broke the camel's back seems to be Blue just finally matching his DPS on the other side of the screen and flagging it.
Never reminded, never taking whatever you told me. I know what I could be. Making emotion paintable and so tell me, is this what you made me?
And you can walk through that bunker comp. It really kind of prevents you from getting some picks here. Of course, Vivek's doing a lot of work here, taking down both Snee and Raccoon in the air, and then of course getting a flashbang kill onto Ozymandias as they just roll right through Dark Allegiance. So, of course, all of my analysis was completely wrong.
Looking for the sextuple, not going to be able to get it, unfortunately. But team kill still going to ring out loud and proud as RGH takes down.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime's over. Playtime is going to start right now. I would say playtime's over, but it's a game. We're all having fun here, so doesn't really apply here. I'm still man of class. Still here with Matthew Tuesday. Gonna go into the second half of Smilers versus Going Main. Smilers currently leading 2-0 in this Diamond Division match, and it looks like we're gonna go to Blizzard World. What are you thinking here, Matthew?
Well, we saw Stewie 1K doing what is called popping off on the Junkrat on Temple of Anubis. So Junkrat is an alright pick on the first point here of Blizzard World, so we might be seeing some of that from him. But obviously, Blizzard World, completely different map. I wouldn't say completely, but pretty different from both maps we have played previously. Bunker compositions work just as well first point defense here as Temple of Anubis, but we're gonna have to see.
Do they though? Because I feel Temple of Anubis, the bunker composition, why it works well is because you have that nice central high ground that you can retreat from. But that's not really the case here. It's a high ground on the right side, on the left side, and behind the point. But the high ground behind the point is not really one you can walk away from. Like once you're walking away from it, you're either on the points or behind the points. So it's a lot harder to utilize it here, I feel.
Okay, you're just gonna debunk my words
Yeah,
with your facts and logic.
I mean, you know what? It's just I'm just trying to grasp the logic because I was like, is that really the case? Is the same or is it different or? You know what? We're gonna see a McCree and a Hanzo. I'm already happy. You know what? We're not gonna see Bunker anyway, so why even talk about it? It's gonna be Orisa Hog, Hanzo McCree, and the Moira Lucio. Support's at least not switching up too much, but that's an interesting take on this map.
We're gonna see Smilers again with the offensive dive composition. We're seeing some.
It's full dive. It's
throwback.
actual ancient dive almost.
Back in
It's,
the day.
Yeah, this 2016 dive, guys. What is this? 2016 dive in 2019. It's definitely back, and I don't know if it's gonna be back, working back, but we'll see. All's hooks are gonna start rolling out. Already got the hook on the D.Va, but Water has a nice defense. EMP 27, not getting that much out of the boop this time, but Stewie 1K and Vegetal is trying to do the damage, and they combine for the kill on the Multiply there. A lot of damage from both those dive DPS, but Vegetal very low, will get finished off by one shot of MD. MD now trying to roll away from the Tracer, and the Winston will be able to do so successfully. Just the tanks, the Tracer and the Lucio on the point right now, but the Ana still on the side. Kilo already has the Nano because so much damage has been done and absorbed. Fordle will go very low, still has that Nano on them, will be close to the Primal Rage as well, and Water going low as well. They need a little bit more healing, but Water will not be able to stay in the mech. Vegetal comes back on the Genji. Once again, this is one of those fights that never really ends. Vegetal will probably not get out of this one alive. It's way too low. As I say that though, doesn't manage to get away. MD will give up their life for that kill, but they finally get Kilo, so no more Ana healing, and then it's just the Lucio, and that's not a whole lot of healing to go around. Finally, the Primal comes out from Fordle, but that's way too low health even for a Primal Rage Winston. We'll go back to spawn, and we actually get a reset fight here.
The early pick from Multiply on EMP, perhaps what sealed it for Going Main. That fight, they didn't have the aura healing, they didn't have the mobility boost from the speed boost of Lucio, so they weren't able to reposition really at all during that fight.
Self-destruct comes in, doesn't get anything, does barely even zone them. That shield just could stay where it was. The High Noon comes out, but he gets stuck because he's too immobile. That McCree, he had his legs back at that point, gets blown up. Water will go out of mech again though. There's the blade. It's a Nano blade as well because the Nano just charges up so quickly. Gets 3 kills, and they're just cleaning up everything else. That is going to be a clean team wipe. MD, the lone survivor, will respawn with the rest of his team though at a forward spawn.
As we all know, High Noon is a zoning ultimate. Unfortunately, did not zone Stewie 1K from putting that Tracer right on MD's face. That Tracer pulse bomb, rather.
Ooh, but this time
MD
Stewie will
retaliating.
lose. Exactly. But Vegetal just goes forward on that Genji. Just takes 1 life, 2 life, 3 lives. They can't deal with the Genji anymore. They've forgotten how it works because the hero wasn't even in the game for the past 2 years. All past over a year and a half. Let's not get too carried away. But Genji, where has he been? This is where he's been, just hiding in Blizzard Worlds. Finally, it's a new ride, playing Genji in the Genji simulator.
After the raid on Area 51, we found the Genji. He was hidden in the Naruto runners.
That's a good kill though, because now they won't charge up to that nano. The Vegetal will just not be able to be kept alive from range. And that means that they're just gonna go in aggro now. No ultimates will save you this time around. They're just gonna try and go for that full team wipe. Water is on the Sigma now. They will have Portal on that Orisa as well. So it's a little bit of a tank change up, but everything else stays here. So that's an interesting swap.
We're seeing Multiply going in, getting these early picks to start the fights for going main. And he's not only is he getting the early picks, he is sustaining throughout the fight, picking off the tanks like water.
Another Nano Blade is out, but this time they do dodge it out a lot better. No more dashes left, but there they get the dash reset. Vegetal will just get cleaning up, gets 4 kills in that entire ordeal. And that's a complete team wipe, but it happens really quickly, and that's a good thing, because that means they will still get another chance to defend this, I think.
The Shimada brothers on both sides are putting in the work for both teams. Vegetal able to get these team wipes and Multiply initiating the fights for his team.
Huge anti-nade, and that means it can't dare to walk forwards. It's just a 4 kill already after the anti-nade, and that's another 2 falling soon. I don't think will get out alive there. They'll try though. I don't know if they know the Rodok is there actually, but they're gonna hold very aggressively forward. They're almost already on that last checkpoint where they're fighting, but that's not a smart idea because there's 3 or 4 enemies there. Oh, but they keep getting the kills. Somehow they keep getting the kills because they thought they were safe just out of spawn, but they weren't. The Pulse Bomb doesn't get anything there, but they've already gotten 2 kills. And that payload's going to start rolling forward. It's already going after the first bend, close to the second bend. Gravitic Flux comes out into spawn from water. I don't know what they're just spawn camping them right now. And I don't know if that's a smart idea. Vegetal will go down, but they at least bought a lot of space here. Water will go low. The Dragon comes out. They get Stewie 1k as well. MD is mad and shooting them in the face. Means that this cart will stop here for now, but that's a lot of free progress.
Smiler's definitely bullying going main into their spawn for a while there, forcing the Hanzo Dragon Strike out to get that to push them, able to push out of spawn.
They're gonna go for the initiation here. Close to the Nano Blade, they'll have the barrier, but there is a sound barrier on the other side as well. If Dangle saves that this time, there could be a very good defense. And no Nano Blade working out this time, but it's gonna be the Nano Tracer. I don't know if they missed it or if that was the plan, but Nano Tracer going in. They wanted to maybe get that sound barrier out, but it's not dropping. And this time, MD actually gets the counter kill in the studio with that high noon. Fordo will fall as well, and there is the attack crumbling. With 2 minutes left, they're finally starting to get a good grasp of this defense, and they've been holding for a little bit here and there. This is a good start for maybe a longer one.
MD's High Noon actually able to put in a little bit of work, not only getting the Tracer pick on Stewie, but able to put out just a little bit of damage with those extra 4 or so shots that he was able to fire off.
They're gonna try and do something now. They don't have the Nano Blade. They are close to a Pulse Bomb. They have the Dragon Blade. They're close to Gravitic Flux. They have their Sound Barrier. A lot to work on this attack. They gotta find the angles. They gotta do something here. And MD is just free firing from the back. But Devion will go down to Portal in the front line. Somehow they do get that pick, but the Orisa on the other side falls as well. The sound barrier is finally out, but that means the Blade will be able to get free work here. Stewie 1k gets that kill on the Pulse Bomb on Multiply, but Vegetal's so low they don't dare to throw out the Blade at this point. Will get healed up, and I think this is going to be the time. Vegetal is ready to go, but they'll close to the Nano Blade once again. This Nano from Kilo charging up so quickly. It's Nano, it's a Blade, it's going to be red hot steel, but it's only getting MD because he ran away from this to his teammate. Giants to the Dragon! The Shimada brother rivalry is once again decided in Multiply Mudaply's favor, and that means that Portal with the EMP on the point right now has to start doing some more work. But EMP gets 2 kills. It's the bloodthirsty Lucio. It's a nice anti-nade, but with the Orisa down, it only traces Lucio. I don't think you're gonna be able to clean this one up. Dango loses the 1v1, but that's not enough. 25 seconds on the clock. Stewie 1K has to run away from MD, and will be able to do so. But they're gonna have to reset, and now they have lost a lot of ultimates.
We saw both Lucio sound barriers and graphitic fluxes come out for each team, and I thought we were going to see a decisive victory for the Smilers, as Kindling was missed most of his graphitic flux, but Going main,
they trade out. MD and Stewie 1K are being traded out, but they came from a different angle. They weren't maybe not expecting it. Mudaply gets Kilo, EMP falls as well. No more supports online for the attack, and that means you're gonna have a hard time just sitting through this. The Bungo are still there, but there's not much else left to do damage with that damage boost. It's just Vegetal will get taken out by the High Noon, and I think they might get Stewie 1K on the cart, but it's just a Tracer. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do when they come for you? And it's not much. Looks like overtime's gonna tick away, and a third part will not be captured. And that's a potentially a good sign here.
Going main, able to get their bearings after getting practically abused by an intense dive from the Smilers. Pretty much the entire map up to that last point, but the respawn advantage, the quick respawns back into the fight, able to give them that slight edge in winning this fight out.
Yeah, but you want a respawn advantage for the entire map when you're attacking, so they'll have to come up with a way to win the fight that doesn't involve having respawn advantage. They were doing that in the end, but they did have to adapt a little bit. They did really adapt hero-wise. I think they actually ran the same thing. They swapped the Sigma instead of a Roadhog. Most of it just stayed, so it's a good thing they're actually comfortable in that composition versus that dive, and that's good to see. The question is, of course, are they going to run anything different on their attack? What we do see is some interesting stuff coming up potentially on the defense level.
We're gonna see a Torbjorn Hanzo coming out from the Smilers. Torbjorn.
Are we though? Well, they're the ones that are getting good points, so they're definitely going to be able to switch anymore. It's going to be Torbjorn Hanzo, like you said. That's okay.
Torbjorn, kind of a bit of a nuisance, especially on this map with how many corners and boxes to hide that turret in. A couple nooks and crannies.
But it also means there's a lot of places to hide behind, right? So you don't have to get shot by the turret.
But we're gonna have the Pharah Mercy composition, double shield Pharah Mercy coming out from side of going main.
Well, no Ashe this time, so it might actually be interesting to see, because I don't think you're gonna be able to take them down with just a turret, and maybe Kilo and EMP can help out with that. But right now they're just gonna try and spam them down as they approach. Going to be able to get a little bit of damage on the Piplup, a little bit on MD, but not much else. So they're going to get very close, and Water is too far forward. Will just get taken out. That's already one down. And they're going to have Piplup with a res potentially as well. The turret's already gone. They're going to try and hide, but Kilo is under so much pressure. Vegetal as well. They're just losing life points over and over. Vegetal will just fall. Fordle under a lot of pressure as well. I don't think they're going to be able to sustain this. It's a nice anti-nade, but you need a little bit more than that. They do get Davion before Fordle falls, but Fordle will just be alone. Orisa on the point. MD and Mudaply just chiming in with kills, both of them. Somehow Mudaply falls to Water. That comes back in solo, but it's a solo Sigma. You're not going to be able to do much there. I don't think anyone will get back in time to contest. So we're going to see Pharmacy matchups now. Going to be the Air Battle and Stewie 1K on the McCree now. Okay.
Pharmacy on the side of going main. Keep almost messing up their name, but able to just rain down, especially without any any sort of hit scan character on the side of Smilers to contest her up in the sky. Able to rain down rockets and really just push that fight out.
Yeah, and for now, we are going to see Vegetal falling near the Davion. It's a good early pick. The res already out. Piplup will get thrown with the rock, but they'll be fine. MD is swapped over to the McCree, so no longer the Pharah. And that means that Portal will fall now as well. You're going to have a tough time going into that with a Pharah. And just keep getting the kills. It's just pick after pick after pick. Not really a 6v6 fight. It's just MD on a roll. Davion and Kingly chiming in. They're just going to get this checkpoint, I think. I don't think they're actually going to be able to get back a 6.
What we're seeing is the exact opposite of what we were seeing on Temple of Anubis. Instead of the fight never really ending because two people are always alive, two people are always alive at the beginning of the fight just keeps going, but there's always two people on the side of
They're
Smilers.
always dead.
Everyone's-
There's always two people dead. It's not the opposite, right? Oh god, it's yeah, no, it is definitely a very different situation here. But they're gonna be able to push into third now. 5.5 minutes. There's very few worlds in which you see this not going into the way of going main. But we know how Overwatch works. Ults can change everything, but there's 5 of them on their side, so I'm feeling good for them. Oh, it's a nice Dragon's 2-1K jumps into it. That's not what you want. Fordo falling as well. EMP is 1. They stun Water while he's doing the Gravitic Flux. Vegetal is in the thick of it though, and even though they got so many good opening picks, they're starting to lose members now. Water going forward, not Kingly, Modify, and Dango are trying to get back into spawn and stay alive. They will be able to get away, but that was such a shame because it looked like such a good fight start once again.
Like you said, ultimates can change everything. Fortal with the Orisa Bongo. I don't actually know if it did too much because I'm pretty sure it just immediately got disintegrated. But Smiler's able to overcome the Dragon Strike, and we're gonna have Kinley with a huge Graphitic Flux.
Oh, the High Noon gets both supports. It's the Sky Noon that comes out. That's how we have dubbed the combo. Vegetal tries to go multiply, will not be able to get that. And now it's a 6v3. Yes, you're trying to get in there, Stewie, but you're not going to be able to kill anyone. And that is 5 down. Only Water remains. And, you know, Water is good. You need to stay hydrated, but you need a little bit more than Water to survive.
Fortunately, fortunately for the side of Smilers, huge Graphitic Flux catching 2 for MD to
Oh,
hit
that's
big
a huge pick. Kilo already down at the start of this fight. That's not what you want. Vegetal comes in from the high ground, has the Death Blossom ready. Will probably throw it out here, but he gets taken down by MD straight away. Nothing done with that Reaper ult, and they need more. They need more members. They need anything. The Gravitic Flux does come in. This is not going to be a Sigma 9. 0.05 meters left. Only a Moira on the cart, and that is it. Blizzard World goes to going main, and that was a complete turnaround. So now we're 2-1, and the last map could decide everything, or it could send us to a map 5.
I don't think I've ever seen quite a turnaround such as that. Going main, going from plays like this, getting demolished by Vegetal and their dive composition, to doing the exact same thing to them. The Smilers, except not on a dive composition.
Yeah, it's just the Smilers, you know, they were looking very good in the dive composition because it's so unorthodox, but eventually it caught up to them. And now we are, you know, Blizzard World has been won, and now they need to figure out something new in order to, well, keep winning the series, because they're still up 1 map, but you know, they need to win that 4th one if they want to win the series, obviously. Otherwise, they have to go to map 5 and prove themselves in control again. Which, to be fair, was a fairly good map type for them. Let's not discount that they're good at that. But, you know, it could very well turn against them somehow.
Could be a repeat of the very first map we played today.
See, it is the map pick. No, it's the map pick of the losers. So yeah, it is. So Smilers are gonna be picking, which is gonna be Escort, obviously. So it's either Rialto or Havana, if I'm not mistaken, which means that it could be a very interesting one, obviously, because both of them have their merits. But if you are Smilers, what do you think they go for?
See, that's a tough one. Havana and Rialto. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have a bit of a allergy season. My throat is a little itchy today. But I'd think for the Smilers, they might want to go more of a Havana. To me, anyway. Their dive composition was looking pretty strong when they got the first point captured here on Blizzard World. Of course, Havana first point dive hurts sometimes. But also, Stewie 1K able to maybe do some things on the Junkrat in the warehouse section of point 2 of Havana. So maybe play towards Oh,
Yeah, it's gotta be Rialto, so no dive on
Discount
Havana for
everything
you.
I just said.
Well, I mean, no, it's still valid, right? It's still
Well,
valid. You say it. The
but
problem is just that
it's
they
not
didn't go there.
relevant.
So, no,
Not relevant
no.
for
You
our
know what?
current situation here.
You know what? Relevance is not something we live by. So we're just gonna go here to Rialto. And technically speaking, if we draw on Rialto, we still have to go to a control map. Or do we actually? Right? No, because it's the Overwatch League, the Overwatch League format, of course. So the 2-1 will then just be the end. So they have to lose this on the side of Smilers to go to map 5, which is still possible. We saw how well it went for going main last time around, but going main starting again on the defense. See what they set up with. Is it going to be a bunker? Or is it going to be another Blizzard World style?
Ready for battle.
Very interesting. Smilers looking for a Pharah bunker pirate ship type composition. I do not actually know what that is. But
I mean, we don't know what it's going to be because they're still in spawn, so we don't know. Defense, though, they are stocking up the pharmacy. Multiply, once again, the Hanzo was doing a great job on that. And the double barrier, the Moira, the Mercy. This looks pretty good.
Still seeing some switches on the side of Smilers. Look like... Oh, there it is. Looking to be a McCree Hanzo. And Ana for the patented pick so far for Kilo.
Kilo was doing great on that Ana before, but I don't know if it's going to be as impactful on this map. It is a little bit tighter, but still have to be careful. We do see Stewie going for that flank Hanzo, the flank so as you want to call it sometimes. EMP once again, Aggro Lucio gets the boops. The high ground is cleared, but that doesn't mean you're going to have an easy way to get in here because it's just going to have to go through 2 barriers, far spamming into you, water already down, and that's going to be tough. Stewie 1K gets that pick on the MD though, and Vegetal is on the flank, gets the Mercy kill together with Stewie. So that means that there's both the Pharah and the Mercy are down. Stewie will fall here, so it is still a relatively even fight, but they are missing one of their DPS, and Multiply is the other one that falls. Vegetal is on 1 HP, will get healed up back up by Kilo, but it is still a retreat coming out from going main. The anti-nade hits Devion. Not Kinley will go very low as well, but will be getting healed up in time. MD gets to kill on the EMP. That means it's not as speedy on their approach anymore. The defense has their numbers back, and this is going to be Vegetal. MD Beck on the McCree was doing a great job on that before. The fight is not over. It's basically, once again, one of those non-ending fights, but this is where the fight could be decided. Is it going to be the point cap or the defensive hold on this one? Kilo goes down. That's most of your healing. No nano as well, but the High Noon from behind gets countered. Vegetal, you go a little bit too overzealous there. The Shatter comes in, only gets Not Kinley, and there is a halt into the river. You're not going to be happy about that. I heard today that the Rivers of Bandits are all P today. So yeah, it's not going to be great for them. But you know what? EMP gets out alive as Lucio's do.
On paper, you would think that the hit scan character of McCree would be the counter for Pharah, but Stewie 1K flexing his Hanzo prowess and able to take out their Pharah and getting the switch out of them. MD switching onto that McCree.
Oh, they're going behind them. But they have the nano still ready from Kilo and the sound barrier as well. A lot of sustain, a lot of damage output potential. But water, they just drop into them with a nano Ryan. Nothing they can do against it. Fordle just swings the hammer, takes down 2. No more DPS left for you. Moira almost going up the map, but Dengo will live, but the rest of the team won't. It's just the supports left. Piplup trying to do something, but that point's gonna get capped. Minute and a half though. That's pretty much you bought a few minutes there, so that's good. Oh, they're going aggro. They're going into their spawn, but it's just going to be cleanup. There's not actually going to be a fight here.
Unless...
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. You just talk about what's going to happen in the next fight. This one is not happening. Don't worry.
Unless a big earth shatter.
It's not a fight. This is all still cleanup and stagger. There's not a fight, Matthew. I'm not going to honor it by calling it a fight. We're just gonna wait until they stop. So just talk about what's gonna happen when they actually start using ultimates, please.
Okay, I will. Well, we're on the side of going main. We do have 4 ultimates. Multiply with the big dragon strike. Of course, he's been able to hit those precisely. Able to get at least 2 picks with most of the dragon strikes he's been sending out as of late. And here it goes.
That Dragon Strike is already out. Multiply gets another kill with a Dragon Strike. Not Kinley will have the Gridic Flux ready, so they might want to wait for their Sky Noon, but MD is way too far away, so they might just use it now. The Supercharger is ready, but there's already a grab. The grab gets nothing though, only hits their own team, and that's not really anything. Gravitic Flux does come out, takes out the sound barrier as well from the other side, but Kilo will still fall afterwards. Fordle is going very low. They're going to have to retreat because they don't have the healing to sustain this, and EMP will fall. They're going to try and stagger Fordle. Water as well. Multiply will fall to a little bit of that Zarya right-click damage, but that's not going to be enough. Studio 1K gets another kill in the MD, but they don't have enough. You know, they just gotta back up, and they're going to wait for McCree to come back as well. On the side of going main.
Vegetal switching from the Widowmaker to the Mei, perhaps looking for some Mei wall shenanigans, splitting up, going main to get some early picks.
The walls already out, but now Kinley gets to kill the EMP. No, Lucio for you. The Dragon of Stewie finally gets one and actually gets 2 kills. MB not be able to dodge that one either somehow. Multiply goes very low, but will still be alive. Davion gets res back up, so that means it's still a relatively even fight. The Shatter does get Davion on the ground, but Fordle will fall instead. There's the Counter Dragon. Water in the middle of it will be able to walk out with it with the bubble. Will not be able to escape the Coalescence. Meanwhile, Multiply just keeps getting the kill, the natural kills. EMP is still alive, but you know what? You're not going to be able to get out of that, Lucio. Well, actually, I'd say that obviously Lucio is, but he's not going to 1v6 them. That's probably what I meant.
Vegetal able to get a perhaps the perfect Mei wall, able to separate Davion from the rest of his team and pick him off, but they were not able to cancel the Piplop's Mercy Resurrect. And that just allowed Multiply to have the big Orisa shield in front of him to get those picks that he needed to secure the fight.
Now it's looking pretty good. The High Noon out from MD already. The second point hold is taking a while. Only a minute left. The barrier Fordle is gone now. Water will have another grab, but this is going to hit this time. Well, MD is going to already take down Stewie, so no Dragon combo. Vegetal down as well. The DPS are winning out on the side of going main. Fordle is just in a corner, in an alleyway, getting taken down. And Water and Kilo, EMP, the last ones remaining. EMP is going to try and maybe go for a back cap, but I think they've spotted him. Yep, you're not going to get out alive on that one this time. And it's 30 seconds left, though. They're going to have to hurry to get back here in time.
This is so far looking to be a decisive victory for going main, able to just stand on this last point here and prevent anything that the Smilers have been doing so far. Sneaky strategy.
Dragon. Ooh, nice Mei wall, and they get the Blizzard out as well. The Gravitic Flux is up there. 1 second left. They do touch the card in time. MD is down, but so is Stewie 1K. They do actually trade out DPS, and that's a pretty good situation if you're going main because you have to spawn a little bit closer. The Coalescence comes out here from Kilo, but there's so many low members. Vegetal especially going extremely low, and no one falling on the side of going main. They have used quite a few ultimates, both teams, and now they're going to go, but that Shatter is huge. Fordle once again showing up, and they will eventually get this point. What a strat with the Mei wall. That really made them get there in time. Otherwise, they might not have made it.
I believe that was the difference. The Mei wall over this little corner in the alleyway gave the Smilers the jump that they needed to surprise going main. They weren't exactly prepared for that one, and they were able to do sort of a dive onto the team, secure the second point.
And sometimes that's all you need, really. Now they're gonna go into third here. Already the card is going very close to that last checkpoint, but they'll still need to win one, maybe even 1.5 fights here. Not Kingley is getting smacked against that Mei wall, but the High Noon is once again out, gets 2E1K, so no more Doomfist for you. That means it's a 5v5, and the respawns are close for the defense. Fordle under a lot of pressure once again goes very low, but luckily Kilo is right behind them. No more shield though, and it's going to be a problem, especially with no ultimates left, but there is a sound barrier. Coalescence is ready as well, but the Counter Dragon comes in. She does a lot of zoning and damage, but the kills are still coming in here for the attacker. 26 seconds on the clock, and they will look very good to push this one into last. Are the stalls going to come in time? It doesn't look like it. No one's going to be able to make this. 18 seconds, and the 3 points on the board.
After their defense was broken, going main was not able to fully reconvene and recontest the point. They were just caught in a long, drawn-out fight. That has been the theme for this whole set of matches that we've had between Going Main and the Smilers. Just long, drawn-out fights that sometimes never end.
Yeah, at some point, like we did it at some point where you said, I'm not going to honor this being a fight. Some point, there aren't really fights going on. It's not even skirmishes. Just one team chasing down the other team, trying to get something done. And the other team trying to retreat. And that's not really a fight. That's just a chase. So that is what was happening a lot of the time. So yeah, sometimes that's just something that happens. But you know what? Can't really blame them. Obviously you want to be as aggressive and buy as much time and space as possible. And that's what you do with that strategy. We're gonna see the Ash Junkrat come back. Their successful strat from Anubis, and might be good here as well.
The Orisa Hog, of course. Orisa able to do some environmental shenanigans. Very first, the little bridge that the attackers have to cross. Standard stuff, really. But we don't have any information on what Going Main is going.
It's a standard Rialto protocol, as we call it, but might not be enough. We're gonna see it though. It's gonna be Bastion, like you said, the bunker, and on attack on a moving platform. It's a very different situation than we saw in Anubis. A little bit of damage from those nades coming in, and they are taking a lot of it. Both tanks going very low, but at least they're charging up their Baptiste ults. MD, though, will not be so lucky. Will get taken down by Portal. Multiply is already down. No Mortality Field to save you, and somehow they don't even get to set up on the cart and keep it going. And now the aggression's coming in. They're just in their spawn already to say you're not going to come out with the Bastion anymore, because then we just pull you out and kill you. Oh, they're backing up. They're actually letting them come in for free. Relatively for free. Still nades. Yeah.
The amount of damage output by a Junkrat and an Ash was just too much for Water's Orisa shield, and they weren't able to set up the Bastion on the pirate ship.
MD takes down Vegetal already. No more Ash. Multiply will fall on the other side, but Stewie 1K under a lot of pressure from that Pharah as well. It's just hiding behind a corner now, spamming some nades. But do they need to get healed up? Yep, it's finally healed up, but that barrage is getting awfully close. Without an Ash there, Jafar has free reign. Water going so extremely low, but the Coalescence has to come out in order to keep them alive. I think it's probably about time that we see Vegetal coming back on that Ash. Yes, it is, and they've noticed it. MD is just backing up a little bit behind that corner and just taking the space they have. It's going to be Stewie 1K behind them on the high ground. Will just be taken out as well. They're constantly missing one DPS here on the side of the Smilers, and now they have to back up. They don't have that spam damage anymore, just a Roto Orisa, and they're split up now as well. The Fordo is behind them, the Orisa's on the other side. Water just gets charged away, and it's a nice shatter. It just gets Vegetal on the ground, but no follow-up from that one. It's going to be Knockingly and Davion both going down. The Bob comes out in time in that extended fight, and D even uses the barrage, but everyone was already down. That was, you might want to get that one back.
Truly unfortunate Q presses from MD, but Davion not able to secure the pick on Vegetal. Vegetal is able to get back up straight from the Earth Shatter and secure the fight with that Bob, picking off the rest of the Going Main stragglers that they had left on the point.
It's a bit unfortunate, but they will have a few ultimates coming up, especially that Grav Dragon combo. It's there. That's a huge Graviton. The Dragon comes out as well, but the Sound Barrier is a nice counter. Riptire now from Stewie 1K will go to the back line, gets the Multiply. Davion's already fallen. Stewie 1K will fall, but it's not enough. Piplup doesn't even get the res of, and that means with 1 minute 20 left, they're going to have to find a different way to attack this. But now they actually have some ultimates and ultimate advantage potentially. At least it's a little bit more of a vanilla fight.
That was perhaps Going Main's trump card, the Grav Dragons, but Sound Barrier is able to cancel it out completely. And now they're going to have the Coalescence, probably the only ultimate on the side of Going Main for this last fight. While
they will go with the Reaper and the Mei now, which is a very different approach to this. But Piplup and Davion already down. They don't even get through anything here. MD, the wall does nothing but trap your team with the Junkrat, and it's just carnage. Now with 40 seconds left, they still have the Coalescence, but there is almost another Bob online. The Coalescence on the other side. This is going to be rough.
Going Main is going to need some sort of miracle to pull this one out. It is looking rather bleak, but hey, we have seen crazier.
Piplup will fall early. Multiply goes down as well. 13 seconds, 12 seconds on the clock. I don't think they're going to be able to make anything. They need to start getting kills now. And Bob is going to get something done instead. It's going to be Dango going to 1 HP. The tire taken down 2. Dango falling as well. MD going down. That's going to be the overtime starts ticking. I don't think anyone else will even make it there. Piplup goes down. And that is the map. That's the series. 3-1 for the Smilers.
Smilers going on their patented comp, it would seem. I feel like this is the composition that they have been doing the best on during this series. The Ash Junkrat able to just output so much damage that Going Main was just not able to have any sort of shielding or defense against.
No, and of course, like they actually came quite close to maybe capping the point or doing well. They were forward. They had a pick or two. They had the Junkrat was down, and then they even split up the enemy team. Like Fordle and Kilo were on the left, or EMP on the left, and then 2 others on the right. And then they didn't choose one or the two. They didn't choose to go onto one team, one part of the Smilers. They went on both parts at the same time. And then the Chatter came out, but then Davion went down, and they couldn't follow up on it because the other half of this team was there. And it was a little bit of a weird situation. I know I'm describing this in a very horrible way, by the way. But yeah, they're just... And then they threw out the barrage as well when everyone was already dead. There were a few big mistakes that were being made there that you think, like, you know what? If you don't make those or either of those, maybe one, like if you don't make one of those mistakes, then you probably get that first point. It might be a different map. But that being said, you can't change the past. You can't change what happens. It's all, ifs and buts, no coconuts. That's how it works. But yeah, Going Main, Smilers, great match. We got to still talk about one thing though. Who do you think you can really call the player of the match here?
My vote goes to you've heard of Battle Mercy, but have you heard of Battle Grandma Kilo? Kilo outputting just so much heals on the Ana, having nano boost almost every single fight that we've seen him play the Ana, and of course that Temple of Anubis map where Ana was just getting picks left and right. It was quite a sight to see.
Yeah, it was impressive. Definitely a great Ana play. Also, wasn't also great on the Moira and the Baptiste though. It wasn't just the Ana play. The Baptiste play was really good on Anubis especially. So yeah, I definitely get that vote for Kilo. I'll just I'll just join you on that one. I'm not gonna make it more complicated by giving chat more to worry about. It was just a great play from Kilo all around. And with that, we're gonna wish you guys a great night. It was a great match, and I hope to see more of this. Of course, this does mean Smilers now cement their third place in their division, the conference, not their division. And that's a good place to be. So they're gonna have to continue their run to maybe even make it for that first spot. Right now, though, this is going to be a great night for us. I've been Mana Class. Next to me was Matthew Tuesday, and behind us was Night of Knee, just laughing and screaming in our ears whenever they felt like. And have a great night. See you guys in the next one.